Welcome back, everyone. GReimer here, coming at you again from another episode of Terraria in the new 1.4 Journey's End update. I already went ahead off camera, as you saw in a little bit of a clip here, and I'm going to add right. Actually, not you did see. You're going to see right here. I did a little bit of exploring off to the left-hand side of the map. Found some interesting things. You know, basically, I didn't want to kind of bore you guys with doing the exact same thing as last week, so I went on and explored this one semi-off camera. But as you can see here, I actually did end up finding a. I did end up finding a enchanted sword shrine underground, and it did actually have an enchanted sword in it. So luckily I managed to find that. I didn't find the Arcalis, but I mean, hey, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I'll gladly take an enchanted sword, considering also that there is a new top sword in the game for like at the end of the game, and I'm going to need the enchanted sword to be able to build that. So actually, I'm really happy I found that. So, and then I went ahead and explored all the way to the end of the ocean, where I ended up finding a sandcastle bucket. Okay, so I never even knew what this thing was. Still don't really know, but it says that it consumes sand blocks and that it places sand castles. So maybe I can use it for some sort of decoration. Speaking of decoration, back here at spawn, I was just about getting this. I was just about to start building a floating box, like how I did in the beginning of the last season, for purposes of keeping the NPCs safe and myself a place to hide and be safe. And I marked out spawn here where there's a ladybug on it going back and forth. Apparently these ladybugs are appearing every once in a while. I'm thinking they appear only during the windy event, which only happens for like a little stretch of time at a time. So there's certain things that you can buy during the windy event. I know like the pinwheel is something that you can buy from the merchant when he shows up, which we don't have yet. We only have the guide. Okay, so we got to get to work. Butterfly, go away. We have to get to work on doing some stuff around here because 2 episodes already in and we don't even have a house. All right, so that's what we're going to do in today's episode. I'm going to build up a small community here at spawn for about 2 or 3 NPCs, probably 3 NPCs-ish or so, because I did a lot of looking into like NPCs. They've changed quite a bit. Brett here is still the guide. He still does everything. But NPCs in general kind of like to live in certain areas. Now, I know the guide and I think the merchant like to live in a forest biome, which this is, so this will probably be a great spot for them. But other NPCs prefer to live underground or by the ocean or something. So that means that in this season, I'm going to have to create small little NPC communities throughout the entire map. And connect them with teleporters, or in this case now I can probably use pylons. Actually, there's a new thing called pylons in the game, which I'll go into a little bit later. But basically, they allow you to warp to different pylons. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to work probably like right over here. I'm going to get to work on building a small little house for Brett here to move into, and maybe have an extra room in there for the merchant. It's going to be a small house too. It's not going to be anything massive or big like what I did with like my storage tower. Think of more like the first place I had built last season, something like that. And I'll get to get to work. Let me English here a little bit. I'm going to get to work on. I'm building a little something for him, and then I'm going to cut back with you in just a little bit. I'm limited though on my resources that I have. I only have just regular wood and stone, so I'm going to have to get to work and dig through these couple chests that I have laid out and see what I actually have available to me. And I'll try to come up with something decent. I might actually turn this into a house quickly just so I can get the merchant to move in also, because I wouldn't mind another little thatch roof thing. I think it would be a good homage to last season if I built like the same style houses here and at spawn, and then everywhere else it kind of went a little weird and different, you know? So yeah, I'm going to kill this butterfly and then kill this zombie, and then I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll be right back. All right, I dug out a small little crater here, and look who showed up, Pinky! I don't mind killing Pinky. It's a free gold right there. And if you have enough gold on you, if you have enough cash on you, you'll get the merchant to move in. Speaking of, the merchant has moved in. He just did it like about 10 seconds before I started recording. And I was kind of waiting for him. I built this little temporary hidey hole place right here because I need to buy some stuff from him. The glitch I'm having where items keep going either into the trash or into an inventory isn't actually a glitch with the game, I don't think. Or if it is, it's with maybe the Windows 10 version. I'm not too sure, like as far as if you're running Windows 10. I'm not too sure because I played 1.4 on my laptop, which is a Macintosh computer, and I had no problem. It was actually working just great. And whenever I hook it up to my really good superpowered PC downstairs that runs Windows 10, it always just throws stuff in the trash or into a container. I don't know what that is, if that's a bug or not, but I'm having some troubles with it. So you might see me struggle with that unless they fix it or patch it, or maybe it's something to do with my settings. I've been looking into it. But anyway, I need to go ahead and grab a piggy bank. I'm going to buy 2 of those right away because I had enough gold to do it. One to leave here at the spawn town, and the other one to carry on me until I get the flying piggy bank, the money trough. I'm also going to go ahead and grab the bug net because that's going to come in real handy, and the sickle because I'm going to want to try to make as many or get some of that thatch roofing up that I did last season for the spawn town here. Now, I would love it if the traveling merchant would show up because I kind of need him to sell Dynasty wood for me to match the same style as what I was doing last season. So I kind of need him to get here. But right now I'm just grabbing a bunch of hay blocks. So maybe I'll build it temporarily with like wood as a placeholder, and then I'll go back and change it, later. I could always do that. In fact, I'll probably have to, since I can't just sit around and wait for him to show up. So it's either that, or maybe I'll make them out of stone with some stone bricks and stuff like that. There's some there's possibilities. There's options that I have. I didn't even see that slime in front of me. I'm sitting there looking at my inventory, and I just ran full bore into him. All right, so with the merchant showing up, that means that I can also buy the pinwheel should another windy day event happen, which is good. Let me go ahead and do a little quick stack action here to get my inventory a little bit more clear. Die, bunny. All right, so right here. Normally when I do foundations, I just dump a lot of stone in here, and then maybe I'll throw in some mudstone or whatever, just kind of break it up a little bit. But I think I'm going to do it a little differently. I saw this in a video, and I don't remember who it was, but you are awesome, whoever you are. I saw it in a video where people use stone walls, actually. So let's go ahead and grab a little bit of this. That's probably about, one more. Make it even. A little bit of that. Let's grab some mud, maybe. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to grab all this. And let's go over here to the furnace, and I want to make some mudstone. Oh, the music changed. I think it's the Windy Day event thing right now. Let me go see if I can't buy the pinwheel. Hello, shop. Yeah, I heard the music change. So there it is, the pinwheel. You can buy this during the Windy Day event, and then when you set it down, behold the wind. It just twirls. Also, one other thing that changed, speaking of settings and things I'll have to change and whatnot, the doors automatically opening and closing, I think that's more of a feature for the Android edition or the mobile version. I hate that feature. If you guys are playing along and you hate that feature also about how the doors automatically open and close, because especially early game when you're like hiding in your hole, in your little hidey hole thing, because there's a demon eye that's trying to just murder you and rip your face off. Accidentally opening the door could be a real problem if you get too close to it. So instead of just hiding back here, doing nothing until daytime, and you want to actually like poke your head out and actually hit it and fight it, but you don't want the door to stay open or open up on accident on its own. If you go to settings right here, you got smart door controls, and normally they're enabled. And now when they're enabled, this thing just opens and closes on its own, which is cool. But they actually make things in the game that allow you to do that, like the pressure plates and whatnot. So if you really wanted to do it on your own, you could. And this could allow, like if you get too close to it, this could allow the door to open up and a zombie to come rushing in. I don't like that. So if you go to disabled, then it doesn't do that. And you actually have to tell it to open the door, which I like a lot better. It's not as friendly for like just your everyday use, but for survival, it's extremely helpful. All right, so I got some mudstone. Oh, I got 4 mudstone only is all I got. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get a few of these things. I'm going to be building with this a lot, so one more for fun. All right, now we got mudstone brick wall, and then we got stone brick wall. Now I do see a little texture difference in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a bunch of this. I'll make it an even 100, I think would be a good idea. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to snag a bunch of this. Yeah, I'll make it an even 100. That's probably a good idea. All right, I'm going to snag a bunch of that. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to use that to pretty this up. I also really need to make like a heavy workbench, I think. I have plenty of lead right there. Do I have any lead bars in here? Yes, I do right there. All right, let's put this back for right now. All right, I need to make a heavy workbench for sure because that's where I'm going to make my stone slabs. Now, stone slabs were my... There it is. I'm sitting there looking all over the place for it. Stone slabs were my go-to block for a lot of the stuff I built before, but they've changed actually in this recent version. The stone slabs, here's the material for them. You can still make them, and they still basically look the same. Except for, you notice how the grass connected up to it right there? It's before they used to not. Before stone slabs used to not connect to anything. And now they do. So, I mean, it's kind of a good thing. I know that when I first started using them, I was kind of aggravated that they didn't. And then now that I've used them a lot, I was actually really loving the fact that they didn't. It's not the end of the world, though, because somebody... Man, I've watched so many YouTube videos. I can't remember who all I was watching, but somebody complained to the devs about that, and because a lot of their builds relied on it not connecting, and the devs listened and they got to work on fixing it. So now there's actually 2 versions of this block in the game, and there's this version, which is the one that connects, and then if you build them in a graveyard, you can actually get it so that they don't connect. It's called like the accent stone slab accent block, which is awesome. I gotta back this up a little bit because I gotta get in here. Oh, I didn't mean to break that. Dang it. Oh, God. This auto thing, I gotta turn that off there. Okay. Let's go ahead and slap that bad boy down. Sure, right there is fine. Hammer it down. I was trying to create an interesting kind of like texture down here. Actually, you know what? I don't like it right there. I don't like it. I liked it better when it was where it was supposed to be. Hammer. Why do I not see? Oh, it's right there. So, yeah, I got just the regular wood hammer right now. So let's go ahead and get some of these stone walls in place. Oh, it's raining. Ah, man, that auto thing is not working so well. I'm going to have to manually do these things. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this whole thing in with just the stone walls for the foundation. Now, this will allow grass. Well, actually, with the background wall, I think the grass might stop here, actually. I might need to wait for that to actually venture or to grow onward. But while I'm waiting, though, I'll just do this in the meantime. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in some of this mudstone in places. And, yeah, something like that. Maybe something like that. All right. And so what that's going to do is add a nice little texture change to the foundation there. And then we're going to just cap it off with the stone slabs. And that should be the foundation for the place. Now, I could go ahead and throw some other interesting things down there, plants and whatnot, which I might get around to. The foundation itself might change a little bit as I unlock new blocks in the future. But for right now, I think that should be good. I can go ahead and remove this little bit sticking out right there. And that's going to be the foundation for our first house. All right, so time to get to building now. Alright, check it out. This is what I got. Not too bad for my first build, I'm thinking. It's a nice little quaint place. Enough for 2 NPCs to live in, I think. Should be good. The merchant and probably the guide will live in here. This little sign here says Spawn Town, because that's what this is going to be. It's going to be a nice little spawn town. I even got a nice little picnic table out here, and a place where I can beat up a test dummy to check out my DPS as I go. Now, speaking of DPS, this guy just showed up right here, and he actually is selling it. I was just looking at his inventory there. I went ahead and bought the Lifeform Analyzer. I don't have enough money to get the DPS meter, which is like frantic trying to figure out what I can sell now. So, let me look through my chests here and see what else I can find that I don't really need. I don't really need these danger sense potions. I should actually just farm up a bunch of gems using the gem corns and then sell those. The mace, which was a cool weapon to start off with, I really liked it a lot. It helped out a bunch. I don't actually need that anymore. I don't suppose that would be enough. Probably not. The statue I can probably get rid of. Actually, I want to keep the angel statue. I have plans for the angel statue. Wow, I don't really have a whole lot of stuff I can sell. I mean, here's another mace I can get rid of. It is early on in the game, so that's kind of to be expected. Both of these tridents I don't intend on using. Let's see if that's enough to get what I want. He doesn't sell the wood that I'm looking for, so that's a little unfortunate. Let's get rid of the maces and the tridents. And oh yeah, it's plenty. It's plenty. And the danger sense potions I can chuck for right now. That should be plenty. All right, let's go ahead and get the DPS meter while we're here too. And we're just going to go ahead and back out of this so that we can... buttons. There it is. Favorite those so they don't get taken out of our inventory. I also got myself a fishing pole because we did get the angler to move in the temporary housing right there. Now, the nurse moved in, and I bet you she moved into one of these places. Yeah, she did. Okay, so let's get the guide down here. Okay, the guide's down there. That's where I'm going to have him live. That means the nurse can now live up here, and then the merchant can now live over here. All right, so I don't know where the nurse prefers to live, actually. Some of these guys I'm going to have to look up straight up, just look on the wiki to figure it out. I do have these little wood blocks here marking out where the actual spawn is, so you spawn in right here. So that's where, if I'm going to make a little spawn platform or something, that's where it's got to be. I'm probably going to build another house right around here. Similar design, actually, to what I just did, just so that the other NPCs can live in there. Probably enough space for just one person, though. I'm thinking I'm keeping like only 3 people here at spawn. I don't know. I'm going to have to check the wiki, like I said, and see who prefers to live in the forest biome and who prefers to live near each other, because they now have happiness where they actually kind of like hate their neighbors. They sort of get crabby, and if they're happy in an area, they'll sell things for cheaper. Like Alfred here, he'll sell, like, here's the piggy bank for 85 silver. Normally it's 1 gold is the base price. So if he's unhappy, the price goes up. That's what it does. Oh, check out. Okay, there's the, actually, do I have enough? No, I only have 3 gold. There's the pylon he's offering, all right? So this guy offers the forest pylon. It says, teleport to another player when 2 villagers are nearby. You can only place 1 per type in the matching biome. So this is a forest pylon. It must be placed in the forest. And I can only have 1 of them here. So basically what pylons allow you to do is to warp to each other, though. So I'll definitely be dabbling with that for sure. The zoologist has arrived. I'm not going to lie. I have no idea what I did to get, to get the zoologist to arrive. I do not know. I'm going to have to look that up. And in fact, if I look it up, I'll probably put it on an annotation here on the screen, like right here. This is what you got to do to get the zoologist to arrive. Okay, what does she have to offer here? Shop. Let's see. She's oh, she offers a kite, a koi kite. Can be flown during windy days. I bet you it's because it's a windy day right now. I only have 2 gold, so I could actually afford this. There's also bunny ears, which is kind of cool, and a bunny tail, so that's a vanity costume. Cat license, consumable. Use this to let cat arrive in town. Use this to let a cat arrive in town. Okay, maybe once I get more money, I'll worry about that. Squirrel hook. I guess it's grapple onto trees like real squirrels. Can grapple onto trees. Okay, that's interesting. And guide to critter companionship. Prevents you from hurting critters while in the inventory. Oh, that's nifty, so you don't murder squirrels and stuff like that anymore. Alright, so this koi kite I'm actually going to go ahead and buy. I think it just stopped being the windy day event too. So let me see if she's offering it now that it's no longer the windy day event. Oh yeah, she still is. Okay, never mind. I didn't really need to buy that. But kites are something. Whoa, look at it. It's like I got a big fish. Ah! So if I get a running start, okay, it goes up in the air. Look at this. We got kites in Terraria now. Isn't this awesome? So if it was a windy day event, this would fly on its own. But with me running, I can get it to fly in the air also. But yeah, I can fly a kite. Isn't that fun? Lots of fun little gadgets. I also put a weather vane up on top of the building here. Lots of fun little gadgets here in Terraria now. Oh, I don't need this breathing reed either. Hey, dude, you want this? I don't want that. So there are some things that I can probably sell if I dig through my inventory and check it out. But I think I'm going to get to work on starting the next building here. In fact, I guess until I get something going, this is going to probably be my main location for storage place and stuff. So I might want to actually build a little storage warehouse. I guess I am building a base at spawn. I didn't really mean to, but I guess that's the way it's going to be. Let's see. Where's my... I don't see it. Oh, there it is. There's my bug now. I was like, where's my bug now? I want to catch some of these ladybugs. Why not? They're bait, you know, after all. I need that for fishing. Speaking of fishing, let's go check the daily quest. If it's something easy that I can get while I'm here, then sure. Let's see. It's in the tundra. Where is... I think it's this way, actually. Do I... Oh, no. The tundra's right here, and it's right in the... I have to go past the Crimson to get there. I might be able to get that. Let me go check that out real fast. Okay, that fishing quest was a complete bust because it's actually in the Crimson, the water pond that's there. So it's like a mix between the Crimson and the Tundra, so I wasn't able to actually catch what I was looking for there. Let's go ahead and store some of these blocks that I don't need at the moment. Actually, I'm going to end up just taking most of these right back out because I got to get to work on the next building, which I'm going to do right now. So give me 2 seconds here. Let me get to building and see what I can come up with for probably a house for the zoologist, actually. Come to think of it, she probably likes to live in the forest. I mean, if I was to guess, I'd guess it would be her. So maybe I'll come up with a little something for the zoologist to live in. Okay, it's not my finest work ever, but check it out. It's a little house. It's probably great for the zoologist. I'm thinking about actually adding maybe like a terrarian or something up here that has like a squirrel in it. You know, something to kind of match her outfit a little bit, because she looks like she's wearing either a squirrel or a fox outfit of some kind there. But yeah, it's a nice little house. I'll probably add like maybe a firefly lantern or something. I don't have any sand. That's actually the thing it's holding me up. I think there's a desert. Yeah, there's a desert right over here. I'm probably going to go grab some sand and maybe make like a little lightning bug in a jar, I think, or something like that. In fact, I'm going to need to grab some sand to create these terrarians also. Terrarium. I don't know what they are, actually. I think it's terrarium with an M at the end. I'm going to go over here and snag a little bit of sand. I'm really happy I found these Hermes boots pretty early on because they are awesome. I'm just going to take this whole chunk right down right here. Let's, we just hit, oh no, see, you can't actually mine these up anymore. Nifty little trick. All right, good thing I still have my axe on me. I did try to make some bamboo fence, kind of like a ladder in her area, which I thought looked awesome. But the problem is that it's background wall, and then filling in the rest of the background wall didn't really look right. So let's go ahead and break that. Sand block drops. Yep, collecting up. Oh, jeez, there's cactus everywhere. Yeah, collecting up a little bit of sand here because I'm going to need it for windows and stuff in the future as well. I mean, that's something I should probably put into some of the houses, because right now there's nothing. This, I think, is how you enter the antlion nest. I also love the fact that there's these things right here. There's this, there's a desert oasis. I'm going to have to do a build or something here. I don't know who would want to live in the desert, but if there's an NPC that wants to live in the desert, I know where I'm going to put them right here. Let's go ahead and I think I'll just leave that how it is right there. I'm just going to lower this just a bit and grab a little bit more sand, and then I'm going to head back and get to work on that that firefly in a jar. All right, I made it back after collecting up the sand. Now it's time for me to go over here. This is where I have all my stuff just kind of temporarily set up just because I needed a place not where I was going to be building. Let's go ahead and make some glass. I'm just going to turn all of it into glass. I can always go grab more sand if I ever really, really need it. And then I can make with that, I can make the terrarium. It is with an M at the end. Good. And then I can put the red squirrel in a cage. Yeah, let's do that. Red squirrel in a cage because that's the animal I caught to put in her house. And then also I need some jars. Or some bottles. I'm going to make a couple of those things actually. With that, I'm also going to make one of these things because it's for added detail for the first house I built actually. Now where is it? Where is... Right there, firefly in a jar. Bam, got it. All right, so let's go ahead and place this somewhere in the zoologist's house here. I know it's a small little house, but it's only for one NPC. So firefly in a jar. Let's just hang it right over the table. No, let's put it right there. Knock that out. I think that actually counts as a light source. Hopefully, let me just make sure that's true. This house is already occupied. Okay, good. So she's living there. Can I fit this guy like right? Oh no. Okay, wow. Okay, that's a lot bigger. It's bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be something I just set on a desk someplace, but no. That kind of sucks actually. I might have, is the worm one smaller? Because I saw that I could do a worm terrarium also. Let me get back over here and check this out because that's a little insane. Do I have enough glass to do this? 15 glass? How much? I don't see it, actually. I'm going to have to work on that a little bit later. Okay, so I'll fit some kind of animal in her house, that's for sure. But I think that's going to probably wrap it up for this episode. I got the spawn town kind of established. This is it right here. Got a couple of people living in their places where they're supposed to be. And yeah, it's coming along nicely now. And plus I have this floating mess up here that I'm going to get rid of. I got to start moving these guys out of this place, actually. So if you did enjoy this episode, please be sure to smash that like button. I will be back, at this for sure. I'm going to do a little bit of work off camera here at the spawn town to try to pretty it up. So next episode you'll see it and it should look pretty good. Hopefully. I'll do a lot of accenting little details between the houses and stuff like that. Maybe section off an area for the elevator also. But yeah, if you did enjoy this, please be sure to smash that like button. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.